Welcome back, folks. I'm Wavepunk. Today is day 113 of producing for a year, and I think we fixed the thing I've been working on for the past 2 days. This should be a pretty quick episode. I worked on this for about 20 minutes. This section of this one piece that I felt like was as long as it needed to be, but got kind of boring in the middle, I think is now less boring. And I'm happy with the way I solved this problem. If you remember from yesterday's episode, we had this idea that repeats like 4 times here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it repeats 3 times after we hear it here. It's this idea. Previously, before I started working on this, that idea repeated in full with just this little lead coming in as a new idea. This little triangle lead, the first time you hear it, is like this. And I think that works really well there, but it's kind of a boring melody, especially in a section of the piece that is as energetic as this. To have just this come in over here, it's just so far in the back there that it doesn't really feel like you're driving anywhere. So what we did yesterday was we added this little shining fuzz sound in here as kind of a pattern. So that made the first repeat of this brass interesting. And then the thing that I felt made the second part of the repeat, the reason I repeated this 4 times is because the chord progression changes dramatically in the second half here. And this is what it sounded like. And then it sits there on 4 for a little bit, and then it does that a second time. And I like this chord change, but the only thing that changes is a few notes in the brass and the bass itself. So there wasn't anything really holding us down to this chord change, and I thought that was the main thing that was making this section not feel interesting, especially after these 2 sections of repeat, where we're getting a third repeat of this idea just with a slightly different chords that you really can't hear in these in this brassy bits here, and just in the bass there. We needed something else to help really establish us. So I built this little 80s fantasy delay tremolo thing. Actually, there's no delay. It's just it's a tremolo and a pan, and it sounds like this. And all I did was take the Alchemy patch 80s Fantasy on its Laws of Aviation title. Great title for a patch there. Maybe immediately click on it and go, what is this? And it's a cool sound. By default, sounds like this. It's just kind of a pretty sound. I might find myself using that sound a little bit more often. But then with a tremolo thrown on top of it, kind of set up like this, very kind of loose, not a lot of hard edges there, a shallow depth so it doesn't go all the way down, set it to 16th note, creates that nice little whoom, 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 whoom. And then pan flow, when it's playing, it's sending it to different ears. You hear it bouncing back and forth. And I think it really does a good job of, as we come out of this section, helping our ear be drawn to the fact that there's new harmonic information going on. It's subtle, but I do think it makes a big difference in kind of establishing our ear there. Now, the one other thing I had this section do was have this shining fuzz bit just repeat again. It's a boring answer. I didn't come up with any new flashy things, but I do think we've only heard this kind of through 1 repeat of this, so we can have it go a second repeat before our big kind of soaring lead takes over. So overall, the section will kind of play the section before into this section. Tell me how this feels to you. So yeah, that's how that section goes. Now, I think it works. The only idea I'm not certain of is when this melody comes in here. If this shining fuzz little bit needs to keep going. When I have it keep going here, right now I've got these two sections muted, but when they aren't muted, it just becomes that this sound, this fuzz is so similar to this plus this that like they just sit right on top of each other. So I don't know, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. If you think we should add anything or change anything there. I'm thinking this piece is pretty close to done, and more means I need to start mixing the entire EP. So thanks so much for watching. That's all we got time for today. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.